The library had to pivot quite extremely when the shutdown happened, which does feel like a very long time ago, maybe even longer than 3 years ago.
Yes.
But we're at this point, um, because of Omicron and the really contagious nature of Omicron, we did take away library seating for this temporary period. We're reevaluating that all the time based on the case transmission in Arlington. But because we serve all ages, of course, we had to be sensitive at all times to the way that the pandemic was affecting different age groups. And so while there isn't public seating at the moment or in-person programs, we have a number of services that are available and people are welcome to come in and browse. We didn't change our hours or anything like that. It is a core function of a public library to be a gathering space. And so that was one of the hardest parts of having to put restrictions into place at the beginning of the pandemic and certainly even now. It's just really, really, it goes against our mission to remove seating or not be a place for people to use a computer for an extended period of time. So I look forward to being able to resume the services that we were providing prior to January 3rd when we made those changes for Omicron. And we were seeing people come back to in-person programming, not to the same levels as before the pandemic, but people were starting to come back. And so I look forward to welcoming especially our smallest patrons back into story times and sing-alongs and getting all that good stuff going again.
You have launched a new website, very impressive, on the 18th. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'd be delighted to. So just as a note to viewers, if you visit the library website, it's robbinslibrary.org. And if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see a place for feedback on the website. And we really encourage, especially in these early days of our new site, we encourage people to use that form. We are actively updating and improving every day. Some of the major improvements that we put in place for the launch, more prominent hours. People were always hunting for you should never have to hunt for the hours on a library's website. So we've made those hours more prominent. We have posted all of the holidays and the ways that our calendar changes. So if you go to the holidays and hours page, you can find all the information you need about the whole year and using the library all year round. We made an accessibility services page so that people can find out all of the different ways to access the library, both physically and collections, how to access collections that will be useful if you have, limited vision or just various challenges that people have. And so we're trying to make it easier for people to find those services. There are a lot of technology assistive devices that we have in the library that people may or may not know about. So those were some improvements. On the website itself, in the bottom right corner, there's a little blue symbol with a white figure in it. And that's also an accessibility feature for our website so that people can increase the font size or change the contrast. So we're really happy about those changes. It's also a more lively website. So we have beautiful libraries, and we've been able to showcase a little bit more of the liveliness of the libraries in the new website. Our last website was extremely functional, very bare bones, I would say. So not a lot of visual clutter, and the new site certainly doesn't have visual clutter, but it does highlight the beauty of the libraries and the vibrancy of them a little bit better. So we're proud of that.
Yeah, you should be, as you should be. Now, 2019 is when the world was turned upside down, and you've had to make adjustments, but you've rebounded quite well in the last 2 years. And obviously, I'm sure you're going to keep some of those changes that you had to make back then, and you're going to keep them going perpetually, and if and when this pandemic ever ends.
One of the changes that we made, and one of the services that we're going to keep beyond the pandemic, are grab bags. So people can go online and go and find, it's one of the services under collections and services on our new site. And you basically fill out a form. If you're a parent of a kid who likes trucks, you fill out the form, you indicate that they like trucks, and the librarian in the children's department will put together a lovely bag of materials, all focused on trucks. It can be books, DVDs, any format that we offer. And so that was extremely popular, especially for busy parents who couldn't get in the library for the browsing appointments that we were offering and things like that. We were just trying to figure out the way to get materials out the door safely and efficiently, and it really caught on. So we're happy to continue that service. We also have continued contactless pickup for those who just don't want to come into the public library space or any public space right now. And with contactless pickup, you just go into the vestibule and pick up your things that you've ordered in advance.
What are your plans for 2022? You have a pretty lively program all set up for this year.
We do. We have just released a new strategic plan for the libraries, and that's a 5-year plan that guides our annual activities. And we have 3 main goals in that plan. And I'm going to switch to the plan, which is right next to me on my wall.
You go right ahead. So we do that all the time.
The first goal is to ensure programs and collections evolve to better meet residents' needs. The second goal, and I will have these memorized soon. The second goal is to increase library access for and use by all community members. And the third is to basically improve our physical spaces to meet the needs of Arlington. So incremental changes and improvements that we can make with the support of the capital planning, with support of the town, and the foundation. The Arlington Libraries Foundation annually contributes a lot toward materials, toward furniture upgrades, things of that nature. So we look forward to improving services year over year. Some of the changes that we're looking at for the near term is a better marketing plan, because what we learned through the surveys that helped us form the strategic plan was that a lot of people learned about our services as they were filling out the survey. So we would get comments like, I didn't know you had, a library of things. I didn't know you had 2 scanners, a flatbed and, automatic feed. Things like that came out during the survey. And so a marketing plan that's a little bit more cohesive and professionalized will help us reach more people, especially the non-users, especially people who may be underserved in Arlington. So we're excited about that.